Hey guys, Leanne here on Grady's Mom with Cooking Series Volume 27. This is a white chicken chili in the crock pot. I'm pretty sure you could definitely make this on the stovetop. I know you can, but I have only made it one other time before this. I wanted to test the recipe out before filming the video on it to make sure it was good and if it needed any tweaks. So you could obviously do it on the stovetop. You'll probably just have to Google the time frame for how long. So again, this is for the slow cooker version, and there are some changes that I tweaked personally because last time I used jalapeno, and although I like spicy food, I didn't feel that it needed it, so I am skipping the jalapeno. So if you want it spicy, by all means, go ahead and add some fresh jalapeno in there. So for this recipe, you're going to need some chicken breasts. Keep in mind, we are a family of 3, so we are only going to be using just 2 chicken breasts. Obviously, if you have a big family to feed, then just adjust the ingredients based on mine. This recipe serves about 4 people. So if you're cooking for 8, just double it and etc. So I'm going to use these 2 large chicken breasts. I have some fresh cilantro here. I'm going to use it's like 1/3 of a large onion. You could use a little more onion. I didn't think it needed all that much. So I'm just going to use 1/3 of a large onion, some fresh lime, some fresh garlic. You can also use the garlic that comes in the jar. I just happen to already have just some fresh garlic, so I'll chop up a few cloves. You're going to need some white cannellini beans or white kidney beans, and then also some pinto beans, some black pepper, and some cumin. The cumin is really what gives it a lot of flavor. You're going to need some chicken broth, and it does call for oregano, but last time I actually used my mom's dried basil and I thought it was delicious, so I'm not going to change that. Again, it calls for oregano, but you can use basil if you have that. I thought it was really good with the basil. And then lastly, to bring it all together, you're going to need the Salsa Verde. You can make your own, or you can just buy any brand of Salsa Verde. There's several different variations in all the major grocery stores. So this is all you're going to need. So let me go ahead and get everything ready to go into the crock pot, and I'll show you how easy it comes together. Alright guys, so I have my ingredients prepped. So here is my crock pot basin. I'm going to go ahead and start off first with the beans. So I rinsed my cannellini beans, the white kidney beans, so I'm going to put those in first. And then I chose not to rinse my pinto beans. You can rinse them if you like. I chose not to because they do have some flavor cooked into these beans, so I left the flavor on them, but I did rinse the cannellini beans. Next up, I'm going to add my cilantro, my onion, and my garlic, which I just chopped up. I did use fresh garlic. So I'm just going to get the onion and the garlic in there. Okay, next I have 1/2 of a lime, which I've cut in 2 pieces, and I'm just going to squeeze the juice from the lime. Get all the juice out right on top. It smells so good already. And the other piece of the lime, so 1/2 a lime total. Squeeze that on there. Just going to reserve the lime on the side. Next, I'm going to pour in my Salsa Verde, which I think makes this dish. It smells and tastes so good. So I have that in there. I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to get 16 ounces of chicken broth in, which is 1/2 of this 32-ounce carton. So give or take, I'm going to use about 1/2 of this carton. Feels good. Okay, next, I'm going to give it a quick stir. Just to get everything combined. It smells so good and fragrant. And for those who don't know, the reason it's called the white chicken chili, pretty much all it means is there's no tomato. So usually when you hear the term white with chili, it just means there's no tomato in it. Okay, so that's just a quick little stir. Next up, I'm going to get in my black pepper. It does call for 1/4 of a teaspoon, but I'm just going to go ahead and get a few nice shakes in. And then it does call for a full tablespoon of the cumin. So I am going to actually measure that out. I have my little measuring spoon here, just because cumin is very smoky. It's not spicy, it's smoky. So as you can see, a good amount of cumin. I'm actually going to add a little bit more because I think it needed a little top off. So the cumin is right in there. One more quick little stir just to get the cumin and the black pepper distributed. And I made this last week, I believe, guys, or the week before, and I dipped like tortilla chips in it and made some cornbread. It was so good. So it's just so fragrant. And actually, this would be a really easy dish just to make completely vegetarian. Instead of chicken broth, you would add vegetable broth, and instead of chicken, you would just add more beans. I think black beans would be really good in here. Next, I'm gonna add in my 2 chicken breasts, which I just rinsed off really well, just to get any film off. And you're just gonna put them right in the broth and then just push them down lightly. You don't have to do anything fancy with them. I am putting them in raw because they will cook here, and we're gonna shred them. And then I'm gonna give my hands a quick wash, and I'll be right back to add the basil. Okay guys, so as you can see, I added the dried basil, and I'm just gonna go ahead and stir that really gently. You wanna make sure the chicken is spaced out so the 2 pieces have a little bit of space between them, and also that they're laying flat, so not on their side, they're laying flat down. Okay, and I'm just very gently making sure the basil gets in there a little bit. And then last time, like I said, I added fresh jalapeno, I added fresh cilantro on top, and I added some slices of lime on top. I'm skipping the jalapeno. I don't think it needs it. I am not going to add the fresh cilantro on top. I'm going to wait and use it as a garnish. And I'm just going to go and add my lime back in. This is totally optional. I really like the lime flavor, so I'm just going to add it in, and I will remove that probably in a couple hours. And then I will come back in about 3 to 4 hours, and I will shred up the chicken, and we'll bring this all together. So how easy was that? So I'll see you guys in a bit. All right guys, so I just put the lid on and I set it for 5 hours on low. In a couple hours, I will remove the lime. And then in about 4 hours, I will take just the chicken out, shred it in a separate dish, put it back in, and that's when we bring it together. So I'll be back with you guys a little bit later. All right guys, I removed the chicken from the crock pot. It's about 45 minutes left. And I think I lost a little chicken in the pot, but these are the 2 breasts. I think I'm missing a pretty big chunk I'll have to dig out. But I'm gonna go ahead now and shred it up. I just used 2 forks in this clear pie dish. So I'm gonna shred it up really fine, and then we're gonna add it back into the crock pot and finish it off. Alright guys, so as you can see, it really stretches the chicken to shred it finely. So I'm going to bring this back over here, and I'm going to go ahead and get this chicken back into the crock pot mixture. Okay guys, so it's back in, and you're just going to want to stir it back into the broth, and the shredded chicken too will help to thicken this up a little bit. So just going to get that all back incorporated, stir it up real nice. At this point I have about 25 minutes left on this, so I'm going to put the top on, and in about a half an hour we'll be ready to plate up and eat. Okay, so we got some cornbread done with a little butter melting on the top. And then I've got my crock pot ready to go here. Just get a spoon. You can see it's thickened up nicely. So I'm just gonna give this a stir. Let's go ahead and plate this up and garnish with some fresh cilantro. Okay guys, so we are ready to dig in. This is a final look before we do. I don't want to get too close because of the lens. I just put some fresh cilantro on top. I don't think it needs any more lime, but if you are a lime person, you can squeeze a little lime. You can dip some corn chips in there if you want to. And we're just going to have it with some buttered cornbread. And this is the dinner tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed the cooking video. I will have everything typed up down below as always. And again, if you're making this for more people, you can just double my quantities. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great day, and I will see you very soon. Bye, guys.